Hey guys, Coach Cindy here from Olo Training, and today I'm going to talk about this kind of obscure thing called mindset and why mindset matters when it comes to your weight loss. And this will be a blog coming to allouttraining.ca, so be sure to check out our website and check out all the blogs previous and then this one once it's posted. But have you ever wondered why you aren't succeeding despite knowing what to do? When it comes to our health goals, getting more exercise, eating right, losing weight, getting stronger, most of us fall short of meeting them. We get lackluster results from a lackluster effort that we put into getting them. Well, I mean, like the effort usually is like full tilt right in the get-go, but then as soon as like life hits or whatever, we just don't have the energy or the time or whatever it is to put in as much effort as we did in the very beginning. In the beginning, we have a lot of excitement, and then we get to this grind phase, and it's just too hard in the midst of everything else that's happening. And so we give up on ourselves and we go back to our old ways of thinking, our old patterns, and our old ways of doing things. And the same excuses we've handed out over and over. It's pretty much predictable, especially for people who jump from one diet to the next. And we don't even realize how we're setting ourselves up for disappointment and self-sabotage. But what's it all about? Is it like not the right time? It's not the perfect eating plan, not the perfect exercise plan, not enough willpower? What is it about it all that creates this pattern of self-sabotage when all we want to do is lose weight or feel body confident? The challenge is that most of us are so busy grinding that we haven't even had a chance to look up at ourselves, standing in the mirror, and see us as whole and complete people. We just keep picking apart at our body parts all the time, and we look more at our flaws than we do at anything else. And I see it all the time with clients who have lost an extreme amount of weight. It's just never good enough, or they never see themselves differently despite all the weight that they've lost. We think it's as good as it's going to get, and good is good enough. We exclude ourselves from being one of those people, and we set unrealistic expectations of ourselves and set out in haste and complete overhaul from get-go versus stepping back and subtracting our distractions. Ultimately, we minimize ourselves and our dreams and stay in a state of good because better is inconceivable for us. So what does it take to move into the best version of ourselves? It doesn't take pills, potions, or magical elixirs or the latest fad diet that is here today and gone tomorrow. It takes consistent action, whether we feel like it or not. The ability to take consistent action starts with the belief in yourself and in the possibility that lies ahead. In other words, self-belief is achieved through consistent action, through practice, rituals, habits, and thoughts and beliefs. We're going to get to how to do that. We know and see body transformations happening all the time. I mean, they're on my website. We follow them on Instagram or Facebook. That transformation happened with one single change in a belief. I deserve better. And from that single reinforced belief, they started taking different action to create the best version of themselves in their best bodies. The kind of life full of more energy, confidence, internal and an outer strength. The way we approach health and nutrition starts with our thoughts and our beliefs. What do I mean by our thoughts and beliefs? Because it's, again, easy to get mixed up. Like, what is this mindset word that people are throwing around? And a lot of this dialogue that we're having with ourselves is happening at an unconscious level. We're not even aware of the thoughts that we have. But things like, I'm not worthy of self-care, I don't deserve to look good or feel better, taking time to work out and meal plan is selfish, eating bad food makes me a bad person, I don't want people to notice me or things around me to change. And I think that if you started to take a couple of moments to think about some of the recurring thoughts that you have day in and day out, because usually they're repeated, the same thoughts over and over and over, that you can then start to see that some of these unconscious beliefs that you have are what are kind of self-sabotaging your effort or setting you up to fail when you want to achieve more a level of body confidence. And for some people that's weight loss, and for some people that's more strength or more energy or just more ease at life. And before you start overhauling your nutrition and going hardcore at the gym, it might be time to take a step back and examine your mindset. If you want to change your health or your body, you must first become more. You become more by changing those thoughts and beliefs. Without the belief in yourself, you are destined to start over again and again and never reaching sustainable change. With the strong belief in yourself, your mindset quickly changes to look for ways to achieve that level of success you desire. I hope that hit home. So here are 2 ways to get started. 1, think for yourself. Stop following the masses, the latest trends and the fads. Although your aunt and your best friend mean well, they aren't the expert when it comes to this area of your life. They mean well, and sure, it might have worked for them, but they aren't the right person to guide you in your life. It's easier when someone else calls the shots, and I get it. You bear none of the responsibility. If you try and you fail, it's not your fault. It's theirs. It makes it easier to push blame onto someone else when you haven't made any progress. And most people want credit for the success they reach, but don't want to own up to their failures or take a deep dive look as to why they keep happening. The more others make the decisions for you, the further away you are from what you want out of your life. So live your own life, not the path of the masses or someone else's life. Go rogue. And number 2, act as if. There's this quote, what you think, feel, and do is what you see, hear, and attract. When you start believing it is possible for you to be your best version yet, going from good to best, there are mental and emotional shifts that happen, guaranteed. Every day, your conscious mind takes orders from your belief system. Every choice you make, every thought, every self-defeating word comes from those beliefs. And that's why the actions or the habits or behaviors that you take in place, they work simultaneously with your thoughts and beliefs. So sometimes we have to act as if we've already achieved what we want to achieve. Then we start to choose different actions based on that versus always looking at the excuses or the belief system that validates that this isn't happening, that I'm the exception to the rule and it's never going to happen for me. So bottom line, have you ever wondered why you aren't succeeding despite knowing what it is that you need to do? Most of us understand that we need more protein in our diet, we need to eat healthier foods, we need to move our body more. We get that. So why isn't that translating into the results that you want? Or why is it just not happening for you? And it's worth asking if your thoughts are limiting you and your beliefs holding you back from living your best self, best body, best life yet. It's time to invest in upgrading your mindset. The fastest route to abandoning your goals is a lack of self-belief. No matter how smart or determined you are, without developing a belief in yourself, you will always find a way to quit early. Blame someone else, see failure as a dead end, and ultimately just squander it all. Weight loss isn't guaranteed to increase your self-worth. It is not. Weight loss isn't guaranteed to increase your self-confidence. It's not guaranteed to make you happier. It's not guaranteed to improve your relationship with food or your body image. Most of the times, those are the things that we want, and we go from a complete overhaul into all the things that we need to do to weight loss, and we micromanage all the pieces. We overhaul our complete life, which adds all this added stress, and it's often not sustainable. We think that once we achieve the weight loss, that we'll then have a better relationship with food, a body image, self-confidence, self-worth, and make you happier. But perhaps we need to chase those things first and have weight loss as a byproduct of achieving those things. Maybe if we felt worthy enough, had more confidence, were happier, improved our relationship with food and our body image, then weight loss would just come as a result of that. You see the switch? One is beating you up and one is lifting you up. One's a lack mindset and one's a growth mindset. It all begins with those conscious and subconscious thoughts that play on a continuous loop day in and day out. As a professional coach, I've seen people do some amazing things like achieve drastic weight loss. And every one of them had this thing in common. They believed they could change for the better. And it just began with that one shift, is that they knew that they felt good but wanted to feel better. They felt bad and they wanted to feel better. They knew that they deserved something different. So when you're looking to transform your body, it really just starts from the inside out. At All Training, we got you covered through our online coaching programs like Pro Coach. The program puts eating into perspective, helping you weed through the beliefs and go into an actual science while finding balance in your life. And we have one rule. Over the course of the year of Pro Coach, we want you to feel confident in knowing what you are doing and why you are doing it, and you can sustain all of it after the year is done. We want sustainable results with no rebound weight gain. We do this through our evidence-based, results-driven, slow and steady approach, and with a coach behind you for a full year to help you weed through the mental clutter. And we have three spots left in the program. So I hope that when you think about the question, have you ever wondered why you're not succeeding despite knowing what to do? I hope this gives you a different frame of reference, that perhaps we don't need to push harder, depend more on willpower, but we need to visit our belief system around exercise, food, our body, the belief in ourselves, act as if, will then transfer into different actions and different behaviors that we take. And that perhaps if the things that you're really after are self-worth, self-confidence, a more internal and outer strength. You want a better relationship with your body, with exercise, with food, and those sorts of things. That perhaps is a change in perspective. Just a little tweak in that belief system to chase those things versus the number on the scale or beating yourself up. One is going to lift you up, and you're going to make choices based on those things, versus the other one is you're making choices based on beating yourself up. I'm not good enough, I'm not deserving enough, I'm not worthy, I'm so selfish, those sorts of things. So we do have, they say we have about 60,000 thoughts that run into a day. Sometimes I think women have way more, but often those are on a loop. We have the same thoughts day in and day out. Some of those thoughts happen on a subconscious level while others happen on an unconscious level. And it's worth considering or taking the time to think, what are those beliefs that I have or those continuous thoughts that play on a loop for me? And perhaps you want to do that privately in your journal, because those are the things that are worth investing time in versus investing into a complete overhaul. And that's what Pro Coach does, is it helps you break down the mental clutter. And we call them boxes in the mental attic. And sometimes we stick boxes in the attic and that gets full and it gets dusty, and we need to pull the boxes out one at a time and see what's in that box and unpack it and see how it impacts our relationship with our body, our food, exercise, our self-esteem, our self-worth, and our self-confidence. We're deserving of love. So I hope this resonates with you, and today you'll start thinking for yourself and acting as if.